all the information constantly filtering through to us, we kind of start to feel like we must know everything by now. But actually, there are still so many things we don't know about the world. Even the things that are right in front of our eyes might not be what they appear. Be prepared to feel like your whole life is a lie, because I'm about to reveal some things that aren't exactly how they seem. Let's get it on! For as long as we can remember, people have been building their houses with bricks. That's because bricks are robust and stable. You would never imagine looking at something as sturdy as a brick wall that it's not actually a brick wall at all. These days, there are plenty of companies that let you make anything look like a good old brick wall. You can build your wall out of any flimsy material you want, then trick everyone into thinking it's strong with a brick effect plastered onto it. Don't tell the big bad wolf.
Nobody's gonna know. Nobody's gonna know.
They're gonna know.
Anyone who's ever lived in a dry area will tell you for a fact that grass isn't always green. It's actually quite difficult to get it green in a lot of places or during the summer. So how do those idyllic white picket fence neighborhoods keep their lawn looking like a chocolate box painting? Surprisingly, the clue is in the question. I never would have guessed, but people are painting their grass green, like the Queen of Hearts in Alice in Wonderland, but instead of red roses, it's a boring old lawn. You wouldn't want to have a picnic on it though, would you? Lumberjacks are iconic. We all know that if you need a tree chopped down, that's who you need. But what if the trees aren't being chopped down, just trimmed? I'm not talking little garden trees here, I mean towering trees usually reserved for lumberjacks. It turns out you call in a helicopter with a giant hedge trimmer. Seriously, it's about the last thing I expected, but there it is, the most terrifying equipment on earth swinging from a helicopter. You really don't want to be standing in the wrong place when that thing comes past. We would all love gorgeous stone driveways, but that's a luxury only rich people get to even glance at, or at least it used to be. If your friend with an average job suddenly gets a sleek cobblestone drive or slate footpath put in, you might want to get down on your hands and knees and have a closer look. As we're learning, not everything is as it appears, and sometimes rocks are roll-on in this modern world. Unlike expensive stones, these are just concrete and a patterned roller or stamp. Now how will we know which neighborhoods are the wealthy ones? We've all seen pizzas being made, at least in a movie. It's all dough twirling, topping throwing, romantic Italian deliciousness. Honestly, I'm a little sad I'm about to ruin such a wonderful image, but I had to watch this, and so do you. Manufacturers have changed up the process a bit to keep up with our pizza-demanding love of pizza. I guess it shouldn't have surprised me so much. There's a machine for everything these days, but this definitely isn't what I pictured. Advertising slots on TV and online are absolutely dominated by commercials for hair products, and every single one features that recognizably glossy, sleek, swishy hair of everyone's dreams. But no matter how many of those products you try out, your hair has never looked like that, has it? That's because you're missing a crucial element, a guy in a green suit with a metal hoop. That's right, it's all fancy lighting, green screens, and special effects. It somehow doesn't seem as good when you realize you'd need that guy in a green suit following you down the street to have hair like those women. Alright, let's take a break from all this. It's daunting learning that your whole life is a lie and you're probably feeling a little dizzy by now. We can just look at these cute owl videos for a while and not worry about anything. They're so cute with their big eyes and their fluffy feathers and their gorgeous long legs. Wait, what? So it turns out owls have legs hidden under all that chubby fluff, and they can pull them out whenever they want to go for a run. So owls aren't even what you thought. But on the bright side, this is pretty cute. Have you ever had one of those moments where you suddenly realize you've been doing a simple thing the wrong way your entire life? You know how dumb it makes you feel? Well, I apologize, but it's about to happen again. It turns out the humble potato peeler has a much better design than any of us would have imagined. You're meant to peel up and down, not one way like literally everyone on Earth. Why has nobody ever told us this before? Here's something to think about. If it's raining in some places and not raining in others, there must be one place where the rain ends, right? Or where it begins. What I mean is, there has to be an edge somewhere, right? Don't worry, I'm not going to leave you with that. It's the kind of question that can keep you up at night. Instead, I'll just tell you, there definitely is an edge. And if you're lucky enough to be in exactly the right spot and there aren't any strong winds or other things to make the line all fuzzy, then you actually can see the start or end of a rainstorm. And it's pretty spectacular. On even more rare occasions, it looks like you can see the edge of a hailstorm too. Look at it all. That guy must feel pretty lucky to be standing on that side. You never have more time to think about pointless things than you do while you're sitting on the toilet, but I'm willing to bet you never stop to think about the one thing that was right in front of you. How are toilet rolls made? We all just presume they're born the way they look, but no. In fact, they look more like rolls of fabric to start with. Then, the huge roll is given to this guy who cuts them down to size. Yeah, I'm going to guess he does all of them, just because I've never seen anyone else do it. We've seen so many fast food commercials where burger toppings fall from the sky and land in a perfect, delicious tower. It's so common that we don't even question why people ever thought to do that in the first place. But I'm not here to talk about the why, even though it is a weird thing to do. I'm here to show you the how, because the reality definitely isn't what you end up seeing. The process that photographers have to go through to get that shot actually looks more like a sci-fi film, with so many layers and gadgets that it almost starts to become overwhelming to watch. It can be easy to forget, but everything we use in our everyday life has been designed by someone. That means an actual human sat down and thought about the best way to make that thing. It also means that it's possible we might have missed something. Some designs are definitely better than others, but every now and again the designer had something in mind that for some reason nobody else noticed. The perfect example? Chinese takeout. Those paper boxes you're always scooping your noodles out of, they unfold into plates. You're welcome. Even if you've never used a drill, you definitely know what it's for, even if that's just because of all the DIY failures that someone filmed and put online. But when we think we know what something's for, we stop wondering what it could be used for. Not this guy. He wondered and he came up with something brilliant. The Humble drill will cut down your apple peeling time to mere seconds. Plus, it'll make you feel cool too. If there's one great certainty in life, it's that everyone loves French fries. Even people who say they don't like fatty food will steal most of yours off your plate before you even notice if you give them half the chance. There are plenty of ways to approach making them, but you'll never imagine this person's seriously effective French fry cutting method. That's a blade mounted on a block of wood. Sure, it may seem dangerous, but it also makes me think that I'm definitely not getting everything I could be getting out of life. Road markings are one of those things that are everywhere, so nobody really notices them unless they're the ones driving. You don't even need to see how they got there to know where they come from. They're painted on with stencils and those funny machines. Well, yeah, you might have been right about that a few years ago, but things change. In fact, the paint isn't even paint anymore. Are you starting to feel like your life is a lie yet? These days, most road markings are created using this thermoplastic tape because it's more durable and easier to put down. Most humans on Earth have probably tried fast food at least once in their life, probably prompted by those photographs that companies stick up everywhere that make their burgers look like the most juicy, delicious things you could ever hope to try. But they never look like that when you actually go buy one, do they? But those photos aren't CGI either. They're tricking you in a different way. It's all about carefully arranging the toppings right at the front so you can see them all at once, and it all looks so nice and plump. Then they touch it up even further.